And we're singing. We're singing. Dun, 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 dun. Time to talk. Beauty and the Bitch.
Welcome back, my babies. We are here to talk about a very exciting thing.
Boom, boom. Everything just blew up. A whole block just blew up right now. Sorry, did I interrupt you? Please continue.
Oh, no. You go ahead. You just do the intro.
Oh, okay. Welcome back, friends, to another episode of Beauty and the Bitch. Today we are talking about...
bombs, destruction, pow.
Okay, was that supposed to be an explosion?
It wasn't supposed to be. It was real. It was very real. It was in the distance.
Because
it was very good.
Let me tell you, it was so good.
Thank you. Mickey, you know I always wanted to be a... Shit, what's the word for it? What's the word for the sound effects, people?
I don't know. But
fuck, I used to know the word.
You want to do
and then you crushed my dreams, so I forgot the word.
I simply asked you to make
Foley
the
artist.
I simply asked you to make the effects of a person walking into a room and kicking a cat. And I gave you a fair test, and you performed admirably.
And I will never forgive you.
Well...
for the merciless response that came after I told you.
You're right. It was cruel when you told me that in high school and I laughed in your face. It just surprised me. It was just such a specific career you'd never talked about.
I opened up my heart. I told you. A deep part of my hopes and dreams. And look at me now. I work in marketing. Whose fault is this?
Well, you know what? You're right. I'm going to even the playing field. I'm going to tell you something deep and dark and secret, okay? Sometimes I have bad breath in the mornings.
I thought you were going to confess that you actually think Transformers is a good franchise of films.
No, I'm an asshole. I'm not an idiot.
Okay, well, thank God.
Let's get it
because that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yes. And my name is Mick, like the mouse.
And I'm Morgan, like not fucking Megan, for anyone who's listening.
Evidently, we're Megan and Mitch. That's what we've heard.
And we won't stand for it. We're like, don't come for us.
We ain't no puppet.
We ain't no Muppets.
So don't come for us.
And we're also not Mitch or Megan.
No.
So, also that.
No, but Mitch does rhyme with bitch. So that would actually make the title of our show make
Beauty
a lot
and
more
the
sense.
Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me.
Wait,
that works for me.
No. I've thought about this, and I don't like the implication.
Hindsight. Too late. I already drew up all of the new logos and changed everything.
Does anyone ever think my name is like Cutie? You know, or like
definitely
like Zooty?
not.
Or like, so nothing that rhymes with beauty do they think is my name?
No.
What about something that rhymes with Grace? This is horrible. Speaking of horrible. So Transformers. I mean, okay. So the reason we're doing this episode is because Bumblebee is coming out, which is the 6th Transformer movie. Which
is absurd, because we just had a conversation where I was sure that Mick had invented a Transformer film, and it turns out I even saw the one that I thought he had invented.
Right? And you didn't remember, like, hide nor hair.
No.
You know? Why? Because they're trash.
Because they're trash.
Because they're indecipherable, and what you can decipher is stupid.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with those
Not
movies.
worth it. I mean,
it's horrible.
When you can get...
all of them.
You lose Shia LaBeouf, like, okay, you're so bad Shia LaBeouf isn't going to be in your film, so you bring on Mark Wahlberg. It's not good for you or anyone.
No.
It's bad.
No, Mark Wahlberg is in the same realm as Tom Cruise to me right now. I actually prefer Mark Wahlberg very much so to Tom Cruise, but they're in this, like, aging action star place that is... I'm really not trying to be a bitch right here. It's kind of sad to watch sometimes. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, baby, you're not 32 anymore. And you're running around jumping out airplanes, getting blown up by Decepticons. And I'm like, girl, Scientology is not actually going to let you live forever.
Hell
Tom
no.
Cruise. I'm just switching back and forth.
Hell no.
Are you excited for this Bumblebee movie?
No,
have you bought your tickets already? Are you going to be waiting in line?
Never. My tickets do not exist. I will not be paying to see this film. When it is free on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon, I'll probably give it a watch. But not before then.
honestly, well, here's the thing. Okay, so Michael Bay directed the first 5 Transformer movies. Morgan, can you name any of the titles of the first 5 Transformer movies? I didn't warn you this was happening.
Oh, totally. I totally could.
I believe in you.
I think the first one was just called Transformers.
You got that. Came out in 2007. You got that.
Oh,
And that one I thought, I liked the first one.
I saw the first one several times.
I thought, because we weren't habituated to the Michael Bay.
Yeah, it was like
formula
exciting and
yeah.
like funny and like, you know, we still like Shia LaBeouf back then.
Yeah, you used to love. I thought that's when he started to become a sex symbol.
Yeah,
and I was like,
he got hot.
I'm into it.
And even Megan Fox, we were like, okay, we're kind of there. We're there for it.
Stunningly beautiful. Can't act at all, but hey, no one's perfect.
Is the second one by chance called Transformers 2?
No.
It had
That was
other
a really
words.
good guess.
It had some
That was a
different
really
words.
well. You got the first word right. It is called Transformers, and there's a colon.
The Age of Ultron.
Really close.
Transformers. Okay, this is a real one. One of them's called Dark of the Moon.
Okay, that is the third one. So we're the second one's called. So good job, Morgan.
Maybe I was gonna get the second one. Was it Transformers 2 : Optimus Prime is sad?
That's it. No, it's actually. So I haven't seen the second one, so he might be sad in it. He's sad most of the time, Optimus Prime.
He's emo.
Yeah, he sure is. But it's called Revenge of the Fallen. And that came out in 2009.
Right.
Yes.
I do remember that. One of them was called...
And then the third one, Dark of the Moon, came out in 2011. You got that one. Okay,
was
there's
Shia
2
LaBeouf
more.
still in that one, too?
I believe that was his last one, I believe. Dark of the Moon. Now, to be fair, I didn't see that one either. Why? Because they're trash.
The one of them is called... it's that one that... with the dinosaur
Yes, the
that
one
I
you
thought
saw.
you invented,
Yes,
but
yes.
that I definitely saw.
It does exist.
Fuck, it was called
Age of...
Dinosaurs. What was it called?
Good choice.
Age
of
of-
Extinction.
Oh, yeah, that's a dumb title.
Yes, it is.
And then there was a fully, like, another one after that.
Yes, there's one that came out last year in 2000. So...
I
Age of
could not tell you what
Extinction
that one was
came
called.
out in 2014, and that was the first Mark Wahlberg. And then last year in 2017, The Last Night. Transformers, The Last Night.
But it wasn't, because now we have another Transformers. Don't ever use the word last unless you're fucking serious with me.
Well, there was a Last Night. But you're right, it's not good. And also I'm like, last night, which boy? That's
yeah,
my
like,
question.
Call Me Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Who
Like, are we talking
knows?
about in the alley or in the bathroom?
Be specific.
Yeah, like lots of men.
Oh my god, that's an excessive amount of really awful films.
Yes.
That have garnered, I'm sure, billions of dollars.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they keep making them, is because people keep going to fucking see them.
It's upsetting.
I mean, I know there are people who enjoy them, and I get that, like, I think that Michael Bay directs to a rhythm that I just don't vibe with. You know what I mean? And I'm not yucking other people's yums. I like all kinds of trash other people don't like.
Fair, for sure.
But my god.
Yeah.
I mean, this is everything I hate. It's more loud noises than plot, first of all. And that could go for all of them. All 5 of the Michael Bay Transformers. It's mostly explosions. And you know what I hate? You know how I hate when I can't hear or see something. I've talked about this many times.
Yeah, when it's dark. When it's dark.
Now, the problem with this whole series is not that it's dark. I mean, it is sometimes. But it's that all the Transformers kind of look alike. Especially when they're fighting. I don't fucking know who I'm looking at, my
Right?
queen.
Like, they're not wearing, like, jerseys. Like, who's
Is
team
that
good?
right?
Who's team
Yeah.
bad?
And, like, the colors, you can't... You would think, like, oh, venomous green, that must be a bad guy. Nah, my queen, that's a good guy. I forget
Yeah.
which one.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It is extremely confusing. And I think in the first one, they did a good job of mitigating that, because I feel like the bad ones were all just, like, not colorful. They were all just, like, fully silver or something.
Like that, remember the scorpion in the first one? That was when we were like, oh, this is a movie.
That was cool.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
feeling
cool.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then, like, the good Transformers had colors. And then, like, also maybe, like, bad Transformers could fly, but, like, good ones couldn't. I feel like there once upon a time was a distinction, and, like, it does not exist.
No, you can't tell. And plus, people switch back and forth. But they've been doing that since the dawn of time. But still, it's like, girl, you're a robot. Pick a side.
Yeah.
I mean, really? It's a 0 or it's a 1. How can you be confused?
Maybe the next one is, like, Transformers : surprise, all the robots are evil and they will all kill you.
Maybe the next one is Transformers versus Westworld.
Oh!
Now, that's an idea. They ought to hire me in Hollywood somewhere.
Girl, Westworld, another thing I gave up on.
Girl, me too. I tried to go back and, well, this isn't about Westworld, but me too.
But still.
So, okay, so I watched the most recent one, Transformers The Last Night.
Wait, but Mark Wahlberg was or was not in that?
Mark Wahlberg was in that one. And
which
there
is
was
shocking because he was awful in that one that I forgot that I saw.
He was also quite awful in this one.
Yeah.
I mean, quite awful.
Do we buy Mark Wahlberg as a scientist? No.
Like, seriously, 0%.
No.
0%.
He doesn't even buy himself as a smart person.
No, he knows it's a joke.
Yeah. He like looks at the camera and winks.
Yeah, like Shia LaBeouf. Well, Shia LaBeouf wasn't a scientist.
He was
like
a child
just
person.
a boy.
Yeah.
But like, he fit that role. And I was like, you know what? He could be the savior of humanity or whatever.
Right.
But Mark Wahlberg, no, my queen.
Mm-mm.
Unless what he's doing to save us is like maybe hitting a home run out of Wrigley Field. Like, I could see that maybe.
Sure.
Like, I could stretch my mind.
Or like finishing the Boston Marathon. Like, that's what saves humanity.
Or like finishing a Boston lager, you know?
Yeah,
like
anything that involves the word Boston, like
Beans?
a Boston cream pie.
Yeah, Boston cream pie.
Boston pork butt.
Boston tea parties.
Like, he's got it.
He can do all of that.
Got it.
But being the scientist who,
No.
with the Transformers, saves
Negative.
humanity, I think not.
Not happening.
You know who would have been amazing in this role? This would never happen, but what's his face from Jurassic Park and The Fly?
Chris Pratt.
No. Good.
Ooh,
no.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. Wouldn't he be Wouldn't it be amazing to watch him interact with Transformers?
That's fucking
See,
hilarious
I'm trying
fantasy
to help
casting.
them. I'm trying to help
that.
them. Because that's what we need. It needs lightness and...
Yeah, I probably would have actually gone to that
whimsy.
movie.
See?
Yeah.
So The Last Night is trash. The best thing about it is Anthony Hopkins, though.
And what does he do, pray tell?
He plays... You know that horrible movie with Nicolas Cage based on that Dan Brown book where he's going all around the
I think
Vatican?
you're thinking of National Treasure?
No. Oh, yes, I am. No.
But that's not based on Dan Brown.
I am thinking of that, but then I was also thinking
Tom
of...
Hanks.
Yes, because I just confused Tom Hanks and Nicolas
Nick
Cage, which is rude.
The Da Vinci Code.
The Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't watch the movie.
It's horrible. But
But
just
secret spoiler alert, I did like the first book, but I didn't read the rest of them.
Well, he kind of plays like that kind of character, like an archaeologist with like a moneyed past, maybe part of a secret society. Spoiler alert, he is. And
Wait, Mark Wahlberg? Oh, Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. And Anthony Hopkins is a fucking treasure. I mean, no one needs to be told that. So he's amazing, and the parts that he's in shine, but the rest of it is literally...
It makes you wonder, though,
trash.
like, why would he agree to do that film? Because he is a national treasure. And, like, it's great
Money.
that, like,
It's gotta
he
be
got
money.
to shine.
Yeah.
But, like, what? I mean, money, yeah, but, like, what drives a person to do such a thing?
I mean, I guess to a certain extent, you never know. Well, I argue he should have known exactly what this movie was going to be. But, like, you know, like when Ian McKellen took on Gandalf, yes, it turned out amazing, but it also could have been utter trash. And Westworld, Anthony Hopkins in Westworld, now that's an amazing role, and it's a beautiful show, but Westworld has failed before. Literally, a Westworld TV show has been canceled in the past. So... maybe he just hoped that it would rise above its subject matter. I don't know. I kind of think this upcoming movie, this Bumblebee, about Bumblebee, I think it actually might rise above its predecessors. I'm expecting it to be at least as good as the first Transformers, in a different way, though. Have you seen the trailer?
I have. Is that Haley Steinfeld? Is she the main girl?
That name is extremely familiar and very possible.
I'm gonna just Google it while we chat, but it definitely looks better because it's a very different sort of story. It's got some of that cliche Transformer stuff, like, oh, I got a car. Oh, it's actually a robot. Oh, it's Bumblebee. He can only talk through radios. But like, I don't super understand the timeline. You know what I mean?
Oh, so lucky that I'm here.
Wow.
No, but I do actually. So it's a prequel. It's set in 1987.
Okay, so it's before Shia LaBeouf.
Yes. Yeah, Shy is just a twinkle in his mama's eye.
Ooh.
Yeah, I rhymed. It was easy. It was natural. I didn't practice it in front of the mirror or
Okay.
anything. I didn't. It's just me being me. I'm genuine.
It is Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, okay.
So she's like that girl from like No Country for Old Men and
I
more
can't-
recently the Pitch Perfect films.
I didn't watch those either. No wonder I don't know her.
Oh, you should at least watch the first Pitch Perfect.
I've heard that. I tried to get into it, but I don't know. It just
I liked
didn't-
all of them, but
I don't know. After the whole Glee cast fell apart, I just feel like Glee is dead now.
wait, but it's not Glee.
I know, but it's like with Glee Club. You know what I mean? They're doing the little
Yeah, it's acapella or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just feel like that one sweet boy died of a heroin overdose.
Oh, in real life,
Yeah.
in Vancouver, while I was in Vancouver, it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Well, he did because he knew you were in town. He couldn't
God
bear
damn it! I shouldn't have come.
And then that pug guy, the hot pug guy, he's a pedophile. And
I
killed
never
himself.
thought he was hot. I always thought he was creepy. So
I
when that
always
came
thought
out,
he was
wait, he
hot.
killed himself?
I think so, yeah.
Oh fuck!
pretty
When
sure.
it came out that he was a pedophile, I was like, that doesn't shock me at all.
Actually, can you Google that? I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. I don't want to spread misinformation. Well, I was shocked, but I'm always shocked when people show their disgusting, scabby underbellies. But I just feel like now, anytime
yeah, he's dead.
he killed himself. Mark Salling, is that his name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in January.
Yeah. No one talked about it because he's a disgraced
Oh my
pedophile.
god, I had no idea. Shit.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
upsetting for
Well,
other people.
Yeah. I mean, he was upset, obviously.
What happened to the rest of the Glee cast?
I mean, God, I don't even want to ask at this point. I assume that one girl's still pretty plain, though.
I think she does Broadway though.
She does.
Which I think is like
I
all she
actually
ever
really
wanted.
love her. I was just being catty bitch. Yeah, she's super talented and gorgeous, so who cares what I think. But this wasn't about Glee. This was not
No.
supposed to be. What were we talking about?
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect, which related. Oh, because the girl. The
Haley
girl, the
Steinfeld,
girl. Okay,
yeah.
do you like her? Are you a fan of her work?
Yeah, I think she's. Did you? I think I said she was in No Country for Old Men, but actually it's True Grit. So if I said that, that's not
okay.
it. She was in
Yes,
True
you're like-
Grit. She was fantastic. She was like 13 years old. She got nominated for an Oscar for like Best Supporting Actress.
But did she win?
No.
Well, then fuck her.
But she was very good in that film.
really
Like
good.
you could tell like she had it in her to be a superstar, and like she's kind of doing some like interesting roles here and there, and like obviously Bumblebee's probably a pretty huge get for her, but I think she's gonna go on to do like actually good stuff.
She looked what's a better word than likable? I liked her. Well, it's true though. I liked her immediately in the trailer. I was like, oh, she looks good. She's like pretty but not too sexual.
She's like
She's a woman of color.
she's kind of just like a
young.
normal person.
Yeah, she's just relatable.
Yeah.
That's the word. Better than likable.
Yeah.
Because women don't have to be likable, and neither do gay men,
Girl.
and that's why neither of us are.
Holla.
Living up to our promise. But it's supposed to be, so if you've seen the trailer, you know that this one is not as CG
Yeah.
heavy.
It's got a different vibe.
Yeah, it's more like nostalgic, kind of Stranger Things-ish.
Yes, which we are very into right now.
Oh, we're very into that right now. Now and always.
Mm-hmm.
And Bumblebee turns into a Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh,
in
is that
this
what
one.
she drives? Okay.
Mhm. Which was that's originally what he was. So that's a nice return. But let me ask the hard-hitting questions. I'm going to be a journalist right now, and I'm just going to grill the world. Why the hell is there no BeastWars movie when everybody knows that's the best?
BeastWars.
Yeah.
Universally best Transformers thing ever.
Oh, obviously.
Best.
Obviously. Morgan, true or false? BeastWars was known as Beasties in Canada. True or false?
False.
That's true.
Beasties?
Yes.
That's got a bad connotation.
It was Transformers : Beasties or Beasties : Transformers in Canada.
Oh my god.
Isn't that ridiculous? I feel bad for them. They got Beasties. We got Beast Wars.
But to be fair, Beast Wars doesn't go with the regular naming convention. So like,
That's true.
if you just hear it, you wouldn't know it's like a Transformers thing.
That's
so like,
true.
maybe they're like Canadian people are stupid. They need it like spelled out.
It's not that they're stupid. It's just they're constantly drunk off maple syrup.
Yeah, and the poutine, it just clogs
Oh
their
my
arteries and makes it
God.
hard for them to like hear and understand things.
Ignorance is bliss.
Mm.
Oh my god. So Beast Wars came out in 1996, ran to 1999. It was the Transformers of our childhood. Is that correct, Morgan?
I think so.
No.
Well, there was another Transformers cartoon.
Was it also there was one called Beast Machines that came out after
No.
it? No.
No, this one was just like regular I mean, it might have been older or newer, but like I vividly remember Transformers cartoon, and it was just like Optimus Prime, regular ass.
Oh, turn
like
into a truck.
All
shit.
the regular ass ones.
Oh,
yeah.
well, that was the first generation. That's the original.
Okay.
That one came out in 1984.
Okay.
And they call that Generation 1.
Okay.
And then, little known fact, Morgan. Do you know? Well, little known to me, you may know. But Transformers, the movie, the very first movie, came out in 1986. And like,
wait, what? 86?
It was an animated movie.
Oh, okay.
And like everyone died, including Optimus Prime.
Wait, how did they get away with that? It's a children's film.
It's because they wanted to make a new set of toys, which is the whole. I mean,
oh, duh.
everything's based on the toys. The toys came first. Everything else came after. So yeah, they were like, oh, okay, we've like gotten all we can out of these toys. So they literally killed off maybe not literally every character, but 90% of them.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
That's a stance.
Yes.
They should do that with the current Transformers films.
Yes, they should. Mm-hmm. Kill them off and exile Michael Bay. Yeah, so a lot of kids were traumatized. That's why the kids just a few years older than us are so broken.
That must be it.
Yeah, because they watched Optimus Prime die and turn gray on screen. I watched it. It was horrifying.
Oh.
It's really upsetting, actually.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Do you remember the graphics, though, from BeastWars?
Yeah.
Like, CG?
But it was like a hybrid sort of.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't computer completely, and it wasn't like animation. It was like weird.
It was very strange. It was, do you remember that show Reboot that was on the 90s with the people with green skin? It had similar animation.
No.
I believe it was by the same, like, production company that did BeastWars. At least it looks very similar.
Interesting.
But you know what's so funny? It's such bad. Even when it came out, no one thought, like, this is beautiful, realistic animation, you know? And so actually it's aged kind of well because it was never cutting edge.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I guess it was actually, but it wasn't sophisticated enough that people were like, whoa, this is the best it can be. We were just like, this is a step forward, you know?
I've seen some of it more recently because it either is on Netflix or it used to be on Netflix. Because, like, Aaron was like, we're watching this, like, sort of in the recent past. Maybe, like, last year.
I couldn't find it recently.
Maybe they took it off.
Well,
yeah.
or maybe it didn't come up when I searched Transformers. I mean, it should
You
have.
were searching Beastie.
I should have searched Beasties, yeah. Do you remember Morgie Dinobot from BeastWars? He's the one that's like a velociraptor.
Oh, totally.
Oh, my God. He's like the best character. Because he starts off as a Decepticon. Or, no, what do they call it in this one? A Predacon. He's a Predacon.
What a cool word.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
But then he switches sides and he becomes a Maximal, right? Which is like a Autobot. Mm-hmm. And then he goes back and forth, doesn't know what to do. And then no one trusts him, especially the little... Remember that little rat one in BeastWars?
Nick Parker?
Okay, that was rude and hurtful. I'm not my best, and you're just kicking me.
The little rat one?
You know the little rat one.
Yeah, I think so.
He always reminded me of you, but you've already made that joke. And he, like, never trusts Dinobot, and Dinobot's so alone in the world. And then in the end, spoiler alert, but y'all aren't going to rewatch it anyway, he kills, like, a bunch of the Predacons all by himself to try to save the future of the Earth. And then, what's his face? Main guy. Main bad guy. Megatron?
Optimus Prime?
Megatron, yeah.
Sure.
For some reason, it just sounded wrong. And then Megatron kills him, and he dies being like, I've avenged myself, and I'm a good person. Or, not avenged, but you know. It's really sad, and then he dies.
So basically, all Transformers things are sad?
Basically, yeah. There's a lot of death, but it's just like in superhero comics, they usually come back.
Right.
Optimus Prime has died like probably 80 times. I mean, it's not even shocking anymore. If he doesn't die, I'm like, oh, like why?
Yeah, that's
why is
crazy.
he still alive?
You're right. They do, like...
Ooh, say that again.
Nope. Never.
Oh, Morgan, you're the Michael Bay of my life. Shiny.
Rich.
Mm-hmm. Loud.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh, Morgie. I don't know. I don't understand why... whatever. I'm never going to like these movies because they're just big blockbusters. But I want a BeastWars movie.
I wonder if they have, like, considered that. You know, sometimes they'll, like, list things as, like, pre-production, like, way in the future. But, like, I haven't heard any chatter of that.
Well, I was at a party with Michael Bay, and it was
were
a little. We were talking about it, and it was a little hard to understand what he was saying because he had a mouthful of Cheese Whiz. He had just been like squirting Cheese Whiz into his mouth.
Live large.
Hey, explosions.
Yeah,
you
got to.
But my feeling was they're not going to do it because they know I want it, and they hate gay people.
Oh yeah. You know, I feel like I read an article that Mark Wahlberg penned about that specific topic.
Oh no, you were wrong. He hates Vietnamese people, like the one that he beat to death. Yes, that happened.
Nearly to death, or did he die?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
was he Vietnamese?
He definitely.
Knowing me, he was probably Thai, and now I'm racist.
Definitely beat an Asian person.
Yes.
To either death or almost death.
An immigrant to death. Yeah. Well, close.
And
he at least fucked up his life.
Because it was like 30 years ago, we all readily forgave him.
And because you could do shit like that back then.
Yep.
If you were hot and white and male and muscular and looked real good in a pair of briefs and had a band called Marky Mark and the
Funky Bunch.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's
I'm just
crazy.
saying,
That
I haven't
is
forgiven.
That's a wild thing about Mark Wahlberg. And people haven't forgotten. Like, people still talk about it, but it's kind of like, but we kind of don't talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I know, why I have to put myself out there. When I was at a party last week with Mark Wahlberg, I didn't bring it up.
You didn't bring it up?
No, but
didn't come up?
Well, to be fair, I mean, there wasn't much conversation because his dick was in my mouth almost immediately. And I don't regret
And he was
that,
like,
even
Daddy's
if he
home.
is a racist.
Which is a film he made.
Oh, I was like, okay.
He also made a second one called Daddy's Home 2.
Oh.
Where he's like the hot stepdad.
Oh, there's so many sex jokes, but they're all whizzing past my head. I'm not grabbing any of them.
It's too much to keep up with.
Wait, he's in that new movie too that's supposed to be like a real sweet family movie.
Daddy's Home 4.
That was that one where they adopt that the little teenage girl.
It's like Instant Family or something.
Yes, Instant Family. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to start an Instant Family with Mark Wahlberg or any of the Wahlbergs personally. But
So is he like a star now? I mean, he's been a star for a long time, but would you say that he's a rising star right now?
I'd say that Mark Wahlberg would tell you he's an established star.
Which I think is fair. I mean, he's done a lot of stuff.
There's this is going to be my plug today.
Oh, yeah?
There's this comedian named Dan Van Kirk that does, like, his thing is that, like, he does a Mark Wahlberg impression and he does not break character. Like, he does complete shows as Mark Wahlberg. Like, he introduces himself as Mark Wahlberg. He is Mark Wahlberg. He talks to you as if he's Mark Wahlberg. And he has, like, a show called, like, The Wahlburger Experience or, like... He does, like, all these different things. Dan Van Kirk. Y'all should Google him. But he is so hilarious when he, like, talks about himself. Like, if he goes on podcasts, like, he's on Doug Loves Movies a lot. And he actually quit doing Mark Wahlberg on Doug Loves Movies. Like, he retired it because, like, for, like, years, he wouldn't be himself. He would only be Mark Wahlberg. But anyways, go back and listen to the Mark Wahlberg episodes. Because he'd be like, Doug would be like, hey, what's going on? And he'd be like, oh, nothing, just, like, fucking lifting weights. And, like, dude, like, just hilarious stereotypes about Mark Wahlberg. And he would always wear chunky jewelry. And, like, during the show, because I saw him at one, he would, like, just be doing, like, reps with, like, his, like, giant bracelet. And he'd be like, weighs 30 pounds. And, like, he would always talk about his movies like he was an American treasure. Yeah. Like, he did that one about the Boston Marathon bombing, and, like, he kind of did it. That movie came out, like, untastefully close to when that tragedy happened. Yeah. Most of America thought. And they were, like, asking him about it. That's shocking,
because I've always thought Mark Wahlberg is, like, such an arbiter of good taste.
And he was, like, Dan Van Kirk's promotion of it was, like, yeah, they were gonna make it, I don't know. He had, like, a lot of jokes just about, like, how basically everything is fine with the Boston Marathon bombings because of, like, Mark Wahlberg exists. And, like, they should be so lucky that, like, he chose to make a film about it.
Oh, he, like, fixed the issue.
Yeah. In all facets
of life. We're so lucky to have him. Okay, so your plug is, what's that guy's name?
Dan Van Kirk.
Dan Van Kirk. Well, that's a funny name. I'll say that. Right off the bat, I'm in.
Yeah, we'll check out a thing after this so you can see a little YouTube of him. He's hilarious. I'm, like, so obsessed.
Well, my plug this week is also Mark Wahlberg related.
Is it Dan Van Kirk?
No, it's not. Oh. That would be freakish, though. And it would also be a question as to why
you
need
couldn't
to ask his name. Yeah. I've had way too many drugs and alcohols. But no, actually, my recommendation this week is a movie that I feel like people know but doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Have you seen I Heart Huckabees?
Yes. It's been a minute.
I love that movie. And I feel like people don't ever talk about it.
I liked it when it first came out, when we were, like, younger, obviously. And it, like... I feel like it's one of those things that got sideswept as, like, a darling film because of, like, the Royal Tenenbaums or something. Like, it came out at the same time as, like, a different artsy, like, quirky thing, and that thing became more important in the zeitgeist or whatever. You know what I mean?
Got subsumed.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think that's because it does fit into that realm of, like, well, what's his face? Jason Schwartzman. Essentially, every movie he's ever done fits into this. But it's that weird, like, it's funny, but it's dark, but it's odd. It's very like, what's that John Malkovich movie?
Being John Malkovich.
Being John Malkovich. It gives me flavors of that. But I love it, though. I love when she says, "fuckabees." Do you remember that part?
I don't. Like, I've only seen it once, and, like,
so good.
way back in the day.
It's got young Dumbledore. It's got Jason Schwartzman.
What do you mean by young Jude Law?
It's got Jude Law. Okay. It's got, what's her, Frankie from Grace and Frankie.
Oh, Lily Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin, she's amazing. She's so good.
Marky Mark's in it.
Marky Mark, he plays a kind of dull firefighter. He's actually very likable, I think, in that role. So many famous people.
Yeah, I remember.
They're all famous.
I remember it being, like, very overwhelming with famous people. And the way that, like, Love Actually also is.
Oh, exactly. Very similar, like an ensemble piece like that. But I say go watch I Heart Huckabees. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you appreciate all these actors again, including maybe even Mark Wahlberg. But then go look up on YouTube the behind-the-scenes fights on the set of I Heart Huckabees. Well, the guy who directed it, whose name I don't remember, he was very into, like, breaking his actors down to get the best performance out of them.
That's
and
weird.
Lily Tomlin is not having it. There's a scene, a blooper from, they're trying to do one of the scenes in the car, and it's like they're in a car but surrounded by green screen, and he starts yelling at her or something, and she tries to get out of the fucking car.
It's David O. Russell. He's the guy. He's doing all the Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper stuff, like Silver Linings Playbook and Joy, and, like, all those.
The most recent one, Star is Born. Did you do that?
Oh,
one?
I don't know if he did that one.
Okay, well, still. Yeah, well, he sure done pissed Lily Tomlin off. And the actors all say that was not a fun experience filming that movie, but I still think it's a good movie. And maybe that sense of tension is part of the reason I like it, even, to be honest. Yeah, so I Heart Huckabees, available somewhere.
Oh, it's got Isabelle Huppert.
Oh, I love her.
Who just won, like, either an Oscar or Golden Globe, like, last year for a French film she did, and everybody was like, who is this bitch? But she's been around.
She's been around for ages. Yeah, she plays the philosophy guru or something. I remember. Wait, and who's the guy, very famous guy who plays Lily Tomlin's husband? We haven't said his name yet. He's an older actor. He's so famous. I know him. He's from The Graduate. He was in The Graduate.
Oh, I don't have the full cast list open.
Oh my God.
Dustin Hoffman?
Dustin Hoffman. I was like, he's the most famous person on earth. He's really funny in that too. They're all good. It's an amazing cast. The only thing it's missing is Whoopi Goldberg.
That could be said for all facets of your personal life.
That's the truth. You know, is there a celebrity when they die is going to be really, like, you're going to have to, like, call in sick to work? Because for me, there are various, but I kind of hope, well, I don't want to curse myself and say I hope she outlives me, but I'm going to be very upset when she dies, like, heartbroken.
Well, I hope she doesn't outlive you because she's very old
and
you're
is.
Very
That would be
young.
very sad. Yeah. So I'm not wishing for that, but
man,
maybe I'll just get hit in the head and not know she's dead.
I mean, I've seen, like, I follow these, like, Harry Potter, like, Facebook groups and stuff, and, like, sometimes they'll share, like, Tumblr posts and different things, like, rants and ravings from fans, and somebody did a fan fiction of the day that J.K. Rowling dies, and they did it from, like, the perspective of, like, a fan, and it was, like, the year will be 20, I don't know, whatever, many decades from now, and, like, the headline came across, and, like, my children and my, like, grandchildren, like, didn't understand, like, why I was so upset or whatever. And I think that, like, for me, like, her death will be, like, really monumental just because I felt like I grew up with her, you know, because like Harry, like we grew up with him. So like, I feel like that'll be really interesting.
Yeah.
End
of an era for sure.
I don't know. I'm always like so shocked when like people like care anything about that are celebrities like die young or die at all, but like I don't know, I can't think of a specific one.
Well, there have been a lot of sad ones in the past decade. Like Whitney Houston was really hard, and like all the Golden Girls that have died except for the one. What's her name? Rose.
The old one.
Yeah.
Betty White.
Betty White. Yeah.
The world will mourn Betty White.
Oh
But
my God.
But I'll be able to go to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. But, I just thought of a really good one though, and I know I'll just die.
When George R. R. Martin dies, y'all can find me at the bar bitching.
Girl, yeah. I won't be having to call off work unless I'm just too hungover from just bitching all night long. Fucking. Oh well, yeah. Everyone dies and it's sad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I always like thought it was interesting when people like couldn't cope with the death of like a famous person, but like I'm sure things will catch me by surprise.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Jim Carrey?
When Jim Carrey dies, I'm going to be really upset.
He'll probably do some Hunter S. Thompson weird bullshit with like his death scenario.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to be something crazy. He's going to have like 40 pounds of acid in his body at the time or something. Yeah, that's going to be a really sad one for me. And when Optimus Prime dies again. I'm gonna be sad.
For the 50th time.
To bring it all the way back around. Okay, so Morgan, I will see you in the front row on opening night.
Sure.
I will be wearing a full Optimus Prime.
You know, front
outfit.
row of a giant theater for a Michael Bay film is like the optimum seating.
It's going to be so good. But I will tell you now, this is going to be a bit controversial, but my outfit is going to be real life size Optimus Prime.
Oh, so no one behind you.
Exactly. So I'm going to take literally the whole front row will be me. And I'll
Which
just
is great because
translate
he's not
for the
even
people
in this
behind me.
movie, is he?
No, I guess not. Well, he might show up at some point, but yeah, no, you're right.
I'm going to drive my Volkswagen Beetle directly into the theater.
Just to show
I'm
your
a
support.
big fan.
And just honk throughout the entire movie.
Babe.
As if driving in was a bad
And then
no.
I'm going to bring a projector and play Herbie Lovebug on
my
top
God.
of the movie that they're playing.
Oh, and you know what? You should bring 2 projectors and also play, what's that movie that came out where the car is the guy's mother? It was a TV show from like the 80s or 70s.
I have no idea.
His mother is reincarnated as a talking car. It's real.
We'll be playing
movie.
that. We'll also be
Or
accompanied
TV show.
by our girl Lindsay Lohan
Yes!
as our date for the evening.
It's gonna, the night's really shaping up.
It's gonna be great. Yeah.
Okay, where should they find us in the meantime? They're gonna see us at the premiere, but
Okay, wait. I think I had a thing that I wanted to talk about.
chlamydia,
No, what was it? I think I had it pulled up on my cell phone.
crabs.
No.
Oh,
God.
distended
no.
vaginal lips.
Oh my God. I didn't write it down. Oh, no, I did. Can we talk about Shia LaBeouf for a minute?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, before we leave, this is a great thing to end our conversation with.
I love talking about Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf was America's sweetheart when this first Transformers film came out. He was at the top of his like celebrity game. Everybody loved him. He was precious. He was adorable. We were happy for him to date supermodels. He was like the everyman. Even Stevens, like we grew up with
he was amazing. in
Shia
Holes.
LaBeouf was a part of like our childhood.
Yeah.
Like he's
Oh, yeah.
our age.
Oh yeah.
What is going on? This boy is crazy.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Shia LaBeouf is not famous. He said so. And so I think if you start from there, it all makes sense.
Oh, you know what? It actually all makes sense. Let's wrap this up.
Morgan, just do it. Just do it.
Yes, he's a motivational speaker
He is
now.
very motivational.
He's added that to his resume.
Okay, well, so I think his problem is he got too hot too fast. And I don't mean famous, I mean physically attractive.
Really?
Yes, and then I think he was unsure because he always played like a nerdy weirdo kid, and then all of a sudden he was a sex symbol, and like that happened to me, and it's like
it was difficult to
really,
cope with.
Well,
In Fantasyland.
genuinely though, I do think maybe he'd maybe tried to move into something that wasn't right for him. Because he did the Transformers, he did the action hero thing, he did the sex symbol thing, and since then, that motherfucker has done a complete 180. He said, I'm going to be bearded and wear a paper bag on my head.
He has moved into more of the art house film genre, and like, it really, and then he's also focusing on his like, what I think can be described as like his art career, because he does like performance pieces, and he does... he does like all these different things that can only be described as like some sort of visual arts.
Oh yeah.
And it's strange, and the people have not completely received it well. He did that weird thing that you said where he put the bag over his head. That art thing.
You told me he pulled a tooth out of his head?
He did that for a film. So
that is
he
fucked up.
Got cast in some film where his character didn't have a tooth, and he was like, hello, I'm Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm a method actor. I am this character. And they were like, so we're just going to black that tooth out with movie magic. And he was like, oh, no need. I have removed said tooth. He removed a tooth for some film that nobody saw. I mean, some people saw it. And like, yeah, so like he's going there, like he's throwing himself.
And we're not
into
talking
his
about
art.
Molar number 7.
It's like
we're talking about one
tooth.
of the front
One
teeth.
of the good ones.
Girl,
one of the good teeth.
Those bling blings.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, here's an idea. Maybe Shia LaBeouf always misheard method actor
As meth
actor.
Yes.
And he has started smoking meth.
Because that's what Daniel Day does.
Well, and I'm not going to judge Daniel Day-Lewis because
DDL.
I'm frightened of him, frankly.
Fair enough.
But I will judge Shia LaBeouf.
Did you know that Phantom Thread is like supposedly his last film? He's like retired from acting. I don't know if I believe it, but he is that kind of person that's like doesn't do very much work anyways.
That's
so
true.
Maybe he means it.
I mean, I don't believe that.
We'll see.
I trust him, but Cher's retired 42 times.
Oh, girl, yes.
I trust her too.
She has a new Broadway show out.
Oh, yeah. Cher and Cher Alone. It's 3 different Chers, actually.
Nice.
Because young, middle, and old.
Mm-hmm. I heard there's a good Sonny Bono joke where, like he dies in the show also, and then, like the ghost of him comes out or whatever, and he's like telling Cher that he like died and he like ran into a tree skiing, and she was like, must have been a short tree. Does Cher approve these like jokes at the death of Sonny Bono? I don't know. Anyways, so Shia LaBeouf's focusing on his art stuff. So he's done some weird shit, and my absolute favorite thing that has happened to Shia LaBeouf around Shia LaBeouf in recent history is he got trolled by the internet with one of his art pieces. He did are you familiar with 4chan? They're like a really racist like website community of people who are just like trollers.
I founded 4chan.
Oh yeah, of course you did.
Yeah.
So 4chan is this like hateful website. So like maybe this is the only good thing they've ever done that brings any joy to people who are not hateful. But Shia LaBeouf did an art project, and I think it started in New York, where he created he set up a continual stream, like 24/7 live stream camera on a flag, and it's in response to Donald Trump, and the flag said he will not divide us, and it was like great message, like he will not divide us. And the people of 4chan were like, how can we create division? Like their sole purpose was
what
like,
they love to do.
How to fuck this up for him. And I think the like live stream was somewhere really popular, like the Met or like the MoMA, like one of the big museums. And so the people of 4chan started doing like illicit things on the live stream and like making it impossible for this museum to host this live stream. And so they had to like shut.
But like, what kind of thing? They were going in like showing their goober bits.
Yeah, and like I can't remember exactly what they're doing, but they were fucking with the live stream to a point where and like maybe they were like fucking with the flag too, and like the museum was like, we can't afford the security on this, and it's like causing so much disruption, and like they were like, we just can't do it. And so Shia LaBeouf was like, okay, but they will not divide us. So he took his little thing on the road and he put it up in different places around the country. I think ideally he was going to put it just in one new place, and that was the home of it.
But they kept chasing
and they kept coming. They kept coming.
LaBeouf.
And Shia LaBeouf was so exasperated about it. Like him on the internet, like just like ranting about like the people who are like trying to make this impossible and just sticking with this message like, you will not divide us, like you people who are fucking this up, like I will make this impossible for you to fuck up. And so like the final straw he drew, he was like, I'm gonna put it in a secret location where you will never know where it's at, and this live stream will go on forever, like beyond my death, like it will stand the test of time. And the people of 4chan were like, hold him a beer. And so he did this live stream in the middle of like fucking nowhere. There's no markers. He didn't announce where it was going to be. There's no indication. It's just trees and sky and the flag.
Oh, I know where that is.
The flag waving high. And
I've
so
been
the
there.
people, and remember, Shia LaBeouf was like, this will stand the test of time and pass beyond my death. Like flag will never be torn down. The people of 4chan, it took them 30 fucking minutes to find out like where this location was.
Oh, shy.
But they went in so deep on it. They were so like, you will not tell us what we cannot do. They traced flight patterns of planes passing overhead in the sky, compared it with the color of the foliage and what part of the country that time of year, like that, you know, it could be in. And so they narrowed it down to sort of like the Midwest and like the upper southern states, like Missouri, Tennessee, like kind of in that area. And also based on the trees that like where those trees lived, what part of the country. It took them like, I swear to God, I think it was like 30 minutes to narrow down based on just that information. And they flew a drone in and they pulled the flag down.
Damn, that's some CSI Miami shit right there.
It is like so
That was
hateful.
crazy.
Like literally they're just destroying a message that Shia LaBeouf holds deep and dear in his heart and is trying to promote positivity. But I can't help but just like love what they did.
Yeah.
Like it's so intense and it brings me so much joy that like they cared that much to be hateful that they went to all that effort.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like...
You've got to Google about this. You got to see the video of them like tearing the flag down.
I want to see Shia LaBeouf slowly like devolve into madness. You know, I hope they show like a time lapse. Wow. I mean, look, 4chan is just, they're chaotic is what they are. So they have done good stuff in the past. When they attack people who I dislike, I'm like, yeah, go 4chan. But who knows what's really going on in 4chan's heart? You know what I mean? Because I
feel like they're mostly hateful. Like the point of them seems to be negativity, even if it's tearing down a person you don't like. Like the source of it is negativity. But sometimes I am there for it. In this one particular instance, for example.
Well, they're very manipulative, and that tells you something. I mean, they're just bullies, really.
But they like banned their resources. They were
LaBeouf.
like, we got this. I'm just like so obsessed.
Oh my God.
So
where was it actually?
It was in like Tennessee.
It was in Tennessee.
Somewhere in Tennessee, like on some private land that
That is
Shia
so
LaBeouf was
fucking
like
crazy.
renting a flagpole on.
Poor Shia LaBeouf. First they kick him out of the Transformers movies, then they pull down his flag.
Wait, you think they kicked him out or he left of his own free will?
I actually don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
I think he left.
You think he
Yeah.
left?
Because I think he pivoted his
Yeah,
career.
I think you're right because he was still doing, like, no one hated him really in the movies. Well, I'm sure a lot of people did, actually.
Surely.
He's hateable. You know what they do, just as a last parting thought? They focus too much on the human beings in these Transformer movies, too.
Right?
It's like, no, it's called the fucking Transformers.
Yeah.
I want to know about the Transformers.
Yeah.
I don't want to know about Shia LaBeouf and Mark Wahlberg.
You know what they didn't spend no time on, though, when they did not recast Megan Fox for the second Transformers film, and the very first shot is this Victoria's Secret model that is Shia LaBeouf's new girlfriend that he lives with. It's literally her in her underwear, like, walking down the stairs. I remember vividly, and it's just like, ass shot, ass shot, ass shot. And then they just casually were like, throw in a line where he's like on the phone and his mom's like, are you doing better since Megan Fox, your girlfriend from the previous film, dumped you and you have a new hotter girlfriend? And he's like, I'm fine. And like, that was it. They just moved on.
The whole point of women in especially the first three movies is just to be sex symbols. I mean, Megan Fox is, I guess she fixes a car at one point. That's pretty badass.
But mostly a sex symbol.
That's a big problem with those movies in general, is the role of women. They're trying to fix it. Like in Bumblebee, right? The protagonist is a girl. And in the one I just watched, the shitty one, which narrows it down.
Mm-hmm.
There was also a really strong younger female protagonist. But
Interesting.
yeah, but it
They're
does.
trying to change.
I mean, look, you throw a strong female protagonist at a dumpster fire, she's still going to get burnt up. You know what I'm saying?
Life lesson. You heard it here first, babies.
You know what else they heard here first? Where to find us online.
Oh, girl, you know we all up on the interwebs. You can find us on the Facebooks.
You can find us there.
We're on all the other social medias, Instagram, Twitter.
MySpace.
We're on MySpace.
Tumblr. Tumblr outlawed porn.
I saw that.
Fuck that.
Is that where you like to look at porn?
Used to. I stopped. But I'm just sad for the world, though. I mean, good porn's hard to find.
Yeah.
You know?
Free. Good
well,
free
anyway,
porn.
sorry about that. But yes. Okay, so you can find us on our porn-free Tumblr.
You can find Mickey on Pornhub. We have a website, bnbcast.wordpress.com.
What? It's ours?
Yes, it's all ours.
Oh, shit.
And more importantly, you can find us wherever you're listening to this podcast. Be sure to click that subscribe button, rate, and share us with your friends. We are available wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, Morgan, you know what? It's too late for this. Never mind. I was going to say we're about to do that question and answer session coming up, but this is coming out like the week before that. So, by the way, coming up is a good old New Year's Eve question and answer session.
Y'all better listen.
I think we should ask people to write in for advice, and we should give advice.
Oh, I love advice.
I love giving advice. I don't like to receive it.
And honestly, I forgot that we were doing that, so we really need to talk about that now so we can start culling things to work on.
We need to put stuff on Facebook.
Yes.
I'll write a sign. I'll do a cardboard sign stand out by the highway.
That should do fine.
Yeah,
there's plenty of stuff. Okay, so check out Mickey on the Side of the Road, and we'll catch you here next week, babies.
Bye, BBs.
Bye-bye.
Boom, boom, big
Pow,
explosion.
pow, pow.
Oh, it's
Dynamite.
a Decepticon.
Whoa!
Whoa, that's John Goodman's
Took
voice.
a pee. Bye.
Do you have a home? Beauty in the Bed. You look. Beauty in the Bed. Beauty in the Bed.